Hi, I'm Steve Adams from Racing Index. In this video, I'll be taking a look at Bet Alchemist horse racing tipster. The service has been run by Nicky Doyle since 2011 and he's been proofing selections to Racing Index since March 2013. He runs a value betting service plus an annual 1k to 5k betting challenge. Since the start of 2021, I've been checking the early odds available for his value bets at the time he sends out the selections. In a moment, I'll show you the results I've recorded to date. But before I do that, I want to talk a little bit more about the service. So let's jump over to the Bet Alchemist website on the computer. So the website's betalchemist.com. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Let's click on how it works. If you're looking to have a bet every day, then the Bet Alchemist service probably isn't for you, or at least you'd want to use it in conjunction with another service as well. However, if you prefer to bet at the weekends and major festivals, then you might be interested to see what Nicky has to offer. Selections are normally provided Friday to Sunday, but also with the big festival meetings such as Cheltenham, Royal Ascot, etc. And Nicky looks to find value in the market from bigger price selections in the better quality races. So that's both UK and Ireland. Selections normally go live on the site at 9 AM on a Saturday and 11 AM on a Sunday, and Nicky sends an email out at that time to say that selections are available. Majority of selections are advised to be back each way, and as such Nicky looks to see which of the bookmakers are providing the best odds, with an eye on those offering enhanced places. You can download his free ebook entitled 10 Golden Rules to Successful Betting. It's a 13-page ebook in a PDF format, and you'll also be added to his mailing list to receive his Saturday big race preview and tips. If I click on service, you see that he offers the value betting service and the 1k to 5k challenge. Now for this video I'm really just going to concentrate on his value betting service because those are the ones I've been proofing the selections since the beginning of the year. If we scroll down, he offers monthly, quarterly, 6-monthly and annual subscriptions. And the cost is discounted for the longer period you subscribe for. Get back up to the top. You see that he includes a full list of his results. So if I go on results since live, he breaks them all down per year. And then you can click here to see a spreadsheet of all his results. Now it says since 2011 here, but the spreadsheet actually goes back to December 2012. I've got that open in another window. You can see there with the graph how profit has increased over time. There has been downturns as you would expect with any service. So it's good that Nicky includes all of that on his website and doesn't hide anything that you might get with a lot of other tipsters. And the fact that he's been going since 2012, that's over 8 years worth of results that he's showing. There's a breakdown on a month-by-month basis. You are going to get some losing months along the way. Last year was actually a losing year, but it was obviously a very difficult year last year with the lockdown and suspended racing for 2 months. We're coming up to March now, and March has traditionally been his best month of the year. And he's achieved 44 points more in March than he has done in any other month. And you can view all of the selections. And I would say if you're thinking of subscribing to his service, it's worthwhile looking at the selections because it gives you an idea of the types of bets that he places, how often you're going to get bets, the type of odds that he's betting at, to really get a feel for his service and appreciate that you are going to get losing runs along the way, but that over the long term you're going to make the profits. So I'll scroll right down to the bottom. So there we have the more recent results. If I go back to March last year, this gives you an idea of what he has for Cheltenham. There's a mixture of bets, and often he has like a Heinz or a Super Heinz type bet with all the races on a particular day. I now want to take a look at the Bet Alchemist proof results. I'll scroll down, and as I mentioned at the start of the video, he's been proofing selections to Racing Index since 2013. I don't want to dwell on the figures too much, as the figures I showed you on the Bet Alchemist site are going to provide a better representation of how the selections have performed. Now the main reason for that is majority of selections are each way and proof results are at Betfair SP, and Betfair place terms are often not on par with the equivalent place percentage of the each way bet. Also, all each way bets are proofed at standard terms, and they don't take into account enhanced number of places that a lot of the bookmakers now offer. Some bookmakers now offer enhanced terms on some races for 4th, 5th, 6th and sometimes even 7th places. Now these would all be counted as losing bets within the proof results, but can actually return you a profit when backing one of the bookmakers. And that's particularly so in the better quality races where bookmakers are trying to attract new customers. And since bookmakers introduce best odds guarantee prices, they usually offer better returns for a service like Bet Alchemist, where it's particularly looking for value in the market, as the market often has cottoned on to the value by the time the races go off. And often with festivals like Cheltenham, Nicky offers multiple bets such as the Super Hinds, and it's just not possible for us to proof that type of bet. Particularly want to look at there the 2021 selections. On SP they made a loss of 14 points so far, and at Betfair SP minus 11 points. Now since the start of 2021 I've been monitoring those selections based on the bookmaker prices, so I'm going to compare those with the returns achieved by Betfair SP. Bet Alchemist has so far had 42 bets in 2021, which is less than they'd normally expect to have due to the bad weather causing a lot of the meetings to be cancelled. They've had 3 winners, which gives them a strike rate of 7.1%, but as selections are backed each way, they've actually had 13 successful bets, which is a 31% strike rate. Total stake has been 45.5 points, and based on best odds guarantee, they've made a loss so far of 7.72 points, compared with minus 13.91 points on starting price. So the return on investment has been minus 17% on best odds guarantee and minus 30.6% on starting price. If we look at that on the chart, we'll see that at the start of the year, we made a slight profit, and there's a little bit of a losing period. So more recently, as we went into February, they've started coming back into profit again. If we look at the 3 winning bets they've had so far this year, on the 16th of January, Adramel was advised at 7-1 and backed into 7-2 SP. On the 6th of February, we had Drop the Anchor, advised at 10-1 and the SP of 8-1. Now the Betfair SP on that one was actually 14.5, so significantly higher than the advised price. And on the 14th of February, the Big Dog was advised at 11-2 and that was backed into SP of 5-2. There was a couple of non-runners in that race, so I think there was about a 5p Rule 4 deduction. Here's an example of the message that Nicky will send out when he gives out his selections. So rather than just give out the name of the horse, he gives his reasoning behind the selection. And he also says which bookmakers are offering the best odds at the time of sending out the message and who's offering the best enhanced places. So you can see in this race several of the bookmakers were actually offering 6 places rather than the regular 4. Now that didn't actually make a difference in this race because the Big Dog won the race. But if we look at the next one, Eclair de Buffet was 33-1 and Sky Bet were actually paying 7 places and Paddy Power and the Betfair Sportsbook were paying 6 places. Now the horse actually finished 6th, so on the regular racing index proofing it would show up as a 1-point loss. But with the enhanced places being paid out, it actually returned a 2.8 point profit. So taking the enhanced places can make a big difference to the returns. With selections being sent out at 9 AM, pretty much all of the major bookmakers' best odds guaranteed prices have kicked in. And as it's the better quality races Nicky targets, the prices hold up well after he's sent the bets out. So it's not a problem getting the bets on at the advised prices, assuming that you have an account with the bookmakers that are offering the best odds. Now we've seen that so far this year, Bet Alchemist is making a small loss, but now is potentially a good time to start following the selections. Let me explain my reasoning behind that. Most people are attracted to following a tipster off the back of a good run, but by doing so you've just missed out on backing their profitable selections. If you have a service like Bet Alchemist that has a proven long-term profitability, it's potentially better to start following the selections off the back of a losing period. Now there's no telling when a tipster is likely to hit form, but March has historically been a best month for Bet Alchemist. As we saw earlier on their website, in March they've made 44 points more profit than in any other month. Now obviously, as with any betting service, past performance is no guarantee of future profits. But is it just a coincidence that the best horse racing falls in March with the Cheltenham Festival? This year's festival runs from the 16th to the 19th of March, and if you join Bet Alchemist for 1 month from the 20th of February onwards, your membership will cover all 4 days of this year's Cheltenham Festival. When it comes to Cheltenham, Nicky usually has a selection in most of the races, and he has made a profit in 8 out of the 11 of the past festivals. Having said that, I'd recommend if you're looking to follow any tipping service, first convince yourself they're worth following, then commit to follow them for a longer period, ideally at least 3 to 6 months. You've got to take a long-term view for any service you follow. Appreciate that there will be losing runs along the way and be prepared for them, both mentally and with a big enough betting bank, and accept the losing runs when they happen. If you want to join Bet Alchemist, they offer monthly, quarterly, semi-annual and annual plans, as you can see the prices there on the screen, and you can join at betalchemist.com/join-now. I'll leave that link in the description below. Keep an eye out for future updates. I'll also be uploading more videos over the coming days of other tipsters I've been monitoring, both free and paid. Hit the subscribe button and ding the bell to make sure you get notified when I upload future videos.